Camilla, and I'm gonna ask Camilla how does she feel about the bistro at Donnelly. So Camilla, how do you feel about the bistro?
Well, I don't like it. I'm rarely there because I don't enjoy the food, and then I don't have dinner at all because I have to work, so I've never actually been here for dinner.
How do you feel about how much you pay for it?
I think it's pointless because I don't eat there, so it's a waste of money to me.
And what's your favorite meal when you do eat there?
When I do eat, it's lasagna. That's the only thing I do eat, but other than that, nothing else.
Victor, he's a Donnelly student that stays in the dorm. Victor, how do you feel about the bistro?
Well, I feel that we don't get as much food as we want, but we get enough that we can survive with.
And do you feel like you pay too much?
Yes. Actually, they increased the price for the meal plan, and the reason was because they said that we will get brunch on weekend or Sunday, and we did at one point for a period of time, but then they cut that off and they started giving us the meal on Friday so we can have something for the weekend, but then that was gone too.
What's your favorite meal in the bistro when you eat there?
My favorite meal will be the nachos, which is just chips and salsa, and quesadilla.
Thank you. Bistro.
I feel that the bistro could be better if they didn't limit us on the amount of food that we could get at times.
And do you feel like you pay too much for the bistro?
Yes, I feel like I pay way too much because most of the time I spend it at work, so I miss most of my meals.
And what is your favorite meal in the bistro?
I think I would have to say lasagna because it's very tasty.
Bistro.
I feel that the bistro could be better if they didn't limit us on the amount of food that we could get at times.
And do you feel like you pay too much for the bistro?
Yes, I feel like I pay way too much because most of the time I spend it at work, so I miss most of my meals.
And what is your favorite meal in the bistro?
I think I would have to say lasagna because it's very tasty.
This is Sarah. She's a Gateway student here at Donnelly. So, how do you feel about the bistro?
I think it's a really good benefit for being a Gateway student because it's paid for by the KCK school district, so we don't have to pay for it. But our meal plans are set up a little differently. Like, we only get so much of each thing. I don't normally eat down there, but I've heard the food's really good. But I guess the biggest part about being a Gateway student is that we don't have to pay for it. It's just given to us if we want it.
And what's your favorite meal when you do eat down in the bistro?
I think it's the nachos. The nachos are really good.
Okay, thank you. This is John, and he's a student at Donnelly College that lives in a dorm. And so, John, how do you feel about the bistro?
I feel that we're not given a good amount of food through the bistro.
And do you feel like you pay too much for food?
I want to say I don't think we pay too much. I think more of it has to do with just what she cooks, how she puts it together. I mean, if we're supposed to have meat, then we just have meat. We don't have vegetables to go along with it. And then if we have some dish she says where it's supposed to be like vegan, we'll have rice, we'll have tofu, but we'll have no beans or nothing. Like, I would figure on a diet where she doesn't hardly give us meat, we're supposed to at least have a lot more beans for protein, or we have it's like no side dishes, it's just like one.
And when you do eat at the bistro, what's your favorite dish there?
Probably the burgers. Because when she have burgers, it seems like we can make a full plate of it. Because she cooks fries and chips and coleslaw or something like that. But half the time it just seems like it's one thing to choose from.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
This is Lisa. She's assistant professor at Donnelly, and I'm asking her opinion about how she feels about the bistro. So what's your opinion about the bistro?
When I first came to Donnelly College, there was no food service here, or rather there was a limited food service here. You could go down and get a slice of pizza, maybe some salad, and so there wasn't much choice, and I never ate downstairs. Once the bistro came in, I started to eat downstairs more frequently, and then I asked them when they had salad, could they offer salad every day, because I really enjoy eating that, and then they did. And I have to say I'm downstairs in the bistro about 2 days a week that I'm here.
Do you bring your lunch the rest of the time?
I do bring my lunch the rest of the time. I try to.
And when you eat at the bistro, what's your favorite?
Definitely the bean burger. And now Sarah started offering it every Monday, so I don't have to check the calendar. I used to get the calendar and circle the days the bean burger would be served.
Feel about the value of the bistro?
I feel it's a great value for the amount of money. So to go off campus, first of all, you have to leave what you're doing, get in your car, pay gas to drive to a local eatery, and there are not many choices around here. There's a Mexican restaurant, a Chinese buffet, so staying here is worth it because I'm not spending money on gas. Not only that, but the food is organic and it's locally sourced, which makes it a great value. You know you're getting something very healthy, and Sarah's making it homemade, handmade that morning, so I know it's fresh. So all of those things put together make it a great value.
Okay, thank you.